Okay, Dan Rothstein. Dan, there he is. Dan, you've had a remarkable life. I just want to review some things quickly. Dan immigrated from the Soviet Union at the age of 7. He came here with his parents and grandparents and his sister Anna. And he went to Brooklyn, then they went to New Jersey. And Dan went to school there at Rutgers. And there's proof he actually did graduate. He got an economics degree, and he got an MBA. Then he went to work for Price Waterhouse for a year. Dan was actually an accountant. And then he realized he really wanted to go into medicine. So he went to Tel Aviv, got a degree, came back to New York City for his internship, and then we were lucky enough to have Dan come here with us. Now, all that is nice and dandy. That is a nice, very interesting story, but what we really want to know is, who is Dan Rothstein? Who is this guy? So, the way to get to about this, I went through all of his old evaluations, several years ago. Don't worry, Dan, I had nothing else to do the last 2 weeks. I went through all these evaluations, and I came across several themes that really describe Dan. And, let's see if you guys agree. Okay, so who is Dan? So the first one, believe it or not, very common, like people say he's very bright, he's intelligent, he's smart. And then I came across somebody said, Dan is brilliant. And that sort of hit me because I've been doing this for 20 years and no one has ever called our residents brilliant. I mean, they're very smart, don't get me wrong, but brilliant. I mean, there's Stephen Hawking. If he applies to a residency program, I'd expect to say Stephen is brilliant. But Dan Rothstein is brilliant. And then I kept reading, and sure enough, another person said the same thing. Dan is brilliant. So, two separate people came to the same conclusion. I think that's pretty conclusive evidence that Dan is brilliant. And another thing, I just found out a couple hours ago that Dan went to high school with the only other brilliant person in our department, Larry Lance. That is a true story. So Dan is, yes, Larry. The next topic that kept coming up is people said Dan far exceeded expectations. Now, if that's not the understatement of the century. In his economics class, meets this beautiful girl Lydia, and somehow convinces her to marry him. And he is brilliant, right?